Zainab Ansari was the youngest of 4 siblings, born into a loving and close-knit family. Her father, Muhammad Amin Ansari, and mother, Nusrat Bibi, doted on their children, instilling values of love, respect, and education. Zainab was a bright, cheerful girl, known for her infectious smile and curious nature. She loved playing with her friends, dancing to her favorite songs, and exploring the world around her with wide-eyed wonder. Her family lived in a modest neighborhood in Kasur, where everyone knew each other. The sense of community was strong, and parents felt a certain level of comfort letting their children play outside, believing they were safe among familiar faces. Zainab's days were filled with laughter, joy, and the simple pleasures of childhood. It was a chilly evening in early January 2018 when Zainab's world turned dark. Her parents were away on a pilgrimage, and she was under the care of her aunts. On that fateful day, Zainab left her house to attend her Quran class at a nearby home, a routine she followed diligently. But that evening, she never returned. As the night fell and Zainab was nowhere to be found, panic began to set in. Her family and neighbors scoured the streets, calling out her name, searching every corner, but there was no trace of the little girl. The local police were alerted and a search operation was launched, but as hours turned into days, hope began to fade. The once lively household was now engulfed in a suffocating silence, broken only by the sobs of her worried relatives. 5 days later, on January 9, 2018, the unthinkable happened. A passerby discovered Zainab's lifeless body in a heap of garbage. She had been brutally raped and murdered, her small frame bearing the marks of unspeakable violence. The discovery sent shockwaves through the community and ignited a firestorm of outrage across the nation. The forensic examination revealed the horrific details of Zainab's last moments. She had been subjected to severe physical abuse before being strangled to death. The innocence of a child was lost to a monstrous act, and the people of Kasur were left grappling with fear, anger, and sorrow. The media coverage of the case brought the horrifying images of Zainab's body to the forefront, sparking widespread condemnation and a call for justice. The investigation into Zainab's murder was swift and intense. The local police, under immense pressure from the public and media, worked around the clock to track down the perpetrator. The CCTV footage from a nearby camera showed Zainab being led away by a man, but his face was not clearly visible. This grainy footage became the key piece of evidence in the hunt for her killer. Days turned into a nightmare for Zainab's family as they dealt with the grief of losing their child while also being thrust into the national spotlight. The community rallied around them, demanding justice and holding vigils to honor Zainab's memory. The police intensified their efforts, conducting raids and questioning suspects, but the breakthrough seemed elusive. The turning point in the investigation came when the police received a crucial tip-off. A neighbor and family acquaintance, Imran Ali, was identified as the suspect. Imran, who had been seen around Zainab's neighborhood, was taken into custody. Under interrogation, he confessed not only to the rape and murder of Zainab, but also to several other similar crimes. Imran's confession revealed a chilling pattern of predatory behavior. He had lured Zainab with the promise of taking her to her Quran class, a familiar and trusted routine for the young girl. Instead, he led her to a secluded location where he committed the heinous crime. The revelation of his past crimes added to the public outrage, highlighting the failure of the system to protect its children. The news of Imran Ali's arrest and confession spread like wildfire. The people of Pakistan, already seething with anger over the failure to protect their children, took to the streets in massive protests. The outcry was not just about Zainab, but about a system that had repeatedly failed to protect its most vulnerable. Social media became a powerful tool in mobilizing public sentiment. Hashtags like #JusticeForZainab trended worldwide, drawing attention to the broader issues of child protection and the need for systemic change. The pressure on the authorities to deliver swift justice was immense, and the eyes of the nation were fixed on the unfolding drama. Imran Ali's trial was one of the most closely watched in Pakistan's history. The evidence against him was overwhelming, from his confession to the DNA matches linking him to multiple crimes. The trial was expedited, reflecting the urgency and public demand for justice. Zainab's family attended every hearing, their grief etched on their faces, but their resolve unwavering. They had become the voice of countless other victims, demanding that their daughter's death should not be in vain. The courtroom was packed with journalists, activists, and members of the public keenly following the proceedings. The trial became a symbol of the broader fight against child abuse and the need for justice for all victims. On February 17, 2018, justice was served. Imran Ali was found guilty on multiple counts of rape and murder and was sentenced to death. The verdict was met with a collective sigh of relief from a nation that had been holding its breath. For Zainab's family, it was a bittersweet moment. Justice had been done, but nothing could bring back their precious child. The judge's words were a stark reminder of the consequences of such heinous crimes. He stated that Imran's actions had not only destroyed a young life, but it also shattered the trust of an entire community. The sentencing was broadcast live, and the image of Zainab's parents standing solemnly in the courtroom became a powerful symbol of their unyielding fight for justice. Imran Ali was executed on October 17, 2018, bringing a sense of closure to Zainab's tragic story. His execution was a stark reminder of the consequences of such heinous crimes and served as a warning to others. But it also sparked a broader conversation about the need for preventive measures, better child protection laws, and more robust enforcement. The execution was carried out in a high-security prison, and the news was met with mixed reactions. While many saw it as a necessary act of justice, others called for a more comprehensive approach to preventing such crimes. The execution highlighted the urgent need for systemic reform and the creation of a safer environment for all children. Zainab Ansari's story did not end with the execution of her killer. Her tragic death became a rallying point for activists and lawmakers working towards a safer environment for children in Pakistan. The Zainab Alert Bill, aimed at creating a rapid response system for missing children, was passed in her memory, a testament to her lasting impact. The bill was a significant step forward, establishing a framework for the rapid reporting and investigation of missing children cases. It mandated the creation of a national database of missing children and the appointment of special police units to handle such cases. The bill also included provisions for public awareness campaigns and community involvement in child protection efforts. Zainab's parents, though forever marked by their loss, found some solace in the changes their daughter's story had inspired. They became advocates for child protection, speaking out about the need for vigilance and systemic reform. Their courage and determination turned their personal tragedy into a force for good, ensuring that Zainab's legacy would be one of hope and change. Their advocacy work took them across the country, where they spoke at schools, community centers, and public forums. They shared their story, emphasizing the importance of protecting children and the need for a collective effort to prevent such tragedies. Their message resonated with many, inspiring others to take action and support child protection initiatives. The media played a crucial role in bringing Zainab's story to light and maintaining public pressure on the authorities. Journalists and reporters covered the case extensively, highlighting the failures of the system and the need for justice. The intense media coverage ensured that Zainab's story remained in the public eye, keeping the focus on the need for systemic change. Documentaries and news programs delved into the details of the case, interviewing experts, activists, and family members. These programs shed light on the broader issue of child abuse in Pakistan, revealing the gaps in the system and the steps needed to address them. The Zainab Alert Bill, passed in memory of Zainab Ansari, marked a significant milestone in child protection legislation in Pakistan. The bill aimed to create a rapid response system for missing children, ensuring that no child would end this child abuse. Zainab Ansari, a 6-year-old girl, became the face of a nationwide outcry against child abuse and violence. Her story, a haunting narrative of innocence shattered and justice sought, would forever change the conversation around child protection in Pakistan.